All right. So now we're going to do the wiring for the fuel pump. So in the instructions, they give you Deatschwerks, whatever, gives you these this pigtail right here for the fuel pump, and they tell you to take the old connector, cut it somewhere along here, and splice it with a butt connector. I'm not a big fan of that, so I went a little step above, and what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pin this thing like the OEM one. So that being said, here, let me show you this here. So this is the factory one. I already pulled one of the pins out, if you can tell. You can see. So I went online, located these actual terminal ends. I don't know if it's focusing or not. And this is what you need to get from Corsa Technic. They sell a bunch of stuff. That's the part number right there, if you can see it. So anyway, that's these right here, these bad boys. Boom. Boom. I like them apples. So anyway, so I'm gonna show you. It's pretty easy to pull these pins out right here, but you almost need like 3 arms. So unfortunately we don't have 3 arms, so we got to figure something else out. So I'm gonna use a vise. One of the things you got to do first is pop this little white piece right here. Kind of comes up at an angle. That's it. That's all it comes up as. I don't know if you can make it out. It like comes up a little bit. Then I'm going to stick it in this vise, kind of at like a little angle here, not to squish. I don't want too much pressure to break it, but so anyway, so now we got that thing holding it. Now I'm gonna go to my one of my pinout connectors, one of my pinout tool sets here, and then you got to basically just, once you get it figured out, you'll know when you hit it. You got to peel back. There's like a clip that holds a retainer thing. Boom. Out. Done. So this thing is basically going to be trash. This is the old pump. So this is what we want. Now you can actually find this connector online if you want. Sumitomo is the manufacturer, and it's part number 11080. There's a couple places you can find this. It's actually found in a bunch of different vehicles, mostly in the Google will show that it shows up in like the Lexus IS300 or something. Toyota and Lexus use it a lot. Anyway, all right, so boom, we got that. So now what I want to do is I'm going to use the hot wire. I'm going to start out with the hot wire. And I'm going to make it roughly the same length. I'm going to give it a little bit longer. I'm going to make it I'll make it a little bit longer, not too much. Clip them both, same length. Maybe about 1 inch longer. All right, now this is 14 gauge wire, FYI, that Deatschwerks has. So just make sure everything you're buying. Now these connectors, this part number comes in different wire gauges. What you need is the 14 gauge one. So when you go there, it'll show. I think that's what the SKT3 is. They have that 09011U, but it's for different applications here. So by the way, you've got to remember which one was what. Which one was the hot wire. Now this, the hot wire is the one closest to the clip right here. Just remember that. What I usually do is I take a picture before I take anything apart. You just reference your photo. Before you do anything, take a bunch of pics. All right. So, all right. So there we go. There's that. Now, what I'm going to do here is, oh, I need my wire strippers. Nothing but Knipex. I love their products. Good quality. You know, and if it ain't made in the USA, then I'm gonna go with something made in Germany. They know what those Germans know what they're doing. So, what I'm going to do is strip this back. I'm gonna make my adjustments. Looks like it's using the factory one. A little bit longer. I have adjustment on this tool, the depth of the strip that I want to make. I'm just comparing. That should be pretty good. All right. Oh yeah. There we go. Okay. So now we've got. I'm gonna cut off one of these terminals and go to my other tool here. If it's not made in USA and not made in Germany, I'm going with made in Japan, and these are pretty good. This set, some Matco tool, terminal toolkit. I don't know if you can see it. Boom, pretty good. I got a bunch of different pinout tool sets. That's one of many. This one's called the Handy Crimp Tool, but this tool has come in so handy. All right, a bunch of different dies you can use. All right, so what I'm doing here is I'm gonna set this in. Hold on. Gotta make these parallel here. Okay, I'm going into the 2.8 slot on the tool. Okay, making sure that it's centered, and I'm just putting enough pressure to hold it in there. And what I'm going to do is, all right, slide this in there, make sure it's flush, and then just crimp away. Boom. Got yourself a professional looking crimp. Wish this thing focused better. Now you got to crimp the insulation. That one's a little bit larger, so we're going to go to the 3.1. All right, 3.1 slot. And just got to be real careful here. Just light pressure. You don't want to go hog wild on this. You just enough. That's like a strain relief portion of the terminal. There you go. Got yourself a professional looking pin. Then you can go ahead and install it. We got ourselves the first one. Now, for the second one, for the ground rather, the return, we've got this like a grounding strap right here. I could not find this terminal anywhere online. I'm sure somebody has a plug on that, knows where to get this thing. I hate reusing existing wires and terminals. I like doing everything new from scratch, but it just wasn't going to happen, so I'm going to have to reuse this one. So, to give me the most maximum lead, I'm going to strip it as far back as I can, peeling off the old and I'm going to mimic this thing here. So, peeling off the old heat shrink, putting new heat shrink on. Boom. See that? So now I'm giving myself maximum pigtail length, cutting that. So And this is junk. All right. So what we're trying to do is mimic the distance that it is from the connector, the pump, relatively. So what I'm going to do, what I need to do here is, I don't want to cut this black wire. What I want to do is strip a section out to mimic that. So we know this is 14 gauge wire. So what I'm going to try to do here, see if we can get this to work. All right. The bottom part. So I got my standard, this is standard wire strippers. Now I'm not gonna cut the wire. I'm going to the 14 gauge. And is that, yeah, that's about right. Where the location is the bottom. And all I'm doing is cutting the insulation. I'm kind of going around a little bit. Okay. And I'm moving up some. Okay. This might take some trial and error here. I may have to go deeper. Okay. And then I'm sure there's a tool that will do this, you know, but I don't have that tool. So let's see if I can cut through. Boom. How you like them apples, huh? Cool. All right. So here, now I want to strip this back a decent amount, so I'm adjusting this. Basically going to go right here. Now I've got this from the same company, Corsa. I'm guesstimating based on this one that this is very similar. I got it in brass too, but this is aluminum. So, okay. All right. Okay. Gotta remember, we still gotta heat shrink tube this, so I don't want to box myself in. All right. So for this one, we're going to. This is going to be interesting. Basically, you got to get this thing in here like this. And I'll stick this little one in here first, the bottom of it. Give it maximum tension, I guess. It's going to be interesting. Trying to hold all this shit into place. Actually, might have to do that. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to do it in the the 12 gauge slot. Okay, I'm just gonna get this thing started. There you go, boom, one click on the ratchet. It's kind of holding it in place. This is gonna be interesting, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. Hopefully I can pull this off. Whew, damn. GoPro camera's getting hot. All right. I don't know. Okay. Boom. All right. Looks good. And it's solid. Solid connection. So, before we do this end of the ground, we want to put some heat shrink on this thing. Now, you can't just use regular old heat shrink. It is going to be submerged in fuel. So you got to make sure you use some fuel rated heat shrink. This is some Raychem 3/16. It should go down to the size I need when a DR-25 is what's on here. Get it from McMaster. I get all kinds of stuff from McMaster, so I love that place. McMaster Car or McMaster.com. Okay, boom. Let's slide this over here. Okay. Oh, I need my heat shrink gun. Where is it at? No, that's not it. Where is it at? What to do with my... Oh. I like to use the curl on there. That way you can get a good all the way around. Plug it in, plug it in. Okay. And let's do this damn thing. It's hot. I don't like how this didn't get much smaller than that, ladies and gentlemen. I thought would get smaller. May have to put this project on hold. Yeah. Damn it. Not cool. Not cool. Damn you, McMaster. Actually, it's not bad. I'm gonna take a quick pause, ladies and gentlemen. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that pause right there, but that was a good 3 days. Issue was the heat shrink tubing. Remember that? So probably could have gotten by with that a little bit larger size, but I went ahead and ordered the right size and got it in today. So this is 1/8, same stuff, but it's 1/8 inch instead of 3/16 Raychem fuel resistant heat shrink, and this is what it looks like. So I'm going to press on with the installation of the terminal ends and just go from there and just show you. It's almost done, finished product almost. So okay, stripping that. Pulling this off here. Okay. You want to try to keep these things, man, as even as possible with each other, because it's a pain in the butt if it's not. So, all right. Once again, 2.8. Oops. Let's get it in there. Very, very lightly. All right, get this thing right to there. And crimp. Booyah. Okay, the strain relief portion of this is the next one up. 3.1. Not pressing very hard, just barely. Okay, cool. Boom. And there you go. I'm gonna kind of go over the ends here. Cool. Okay. All right. This side was. Okay, boom. And there we've got the brand new connector portion of it. And I will get this thing installed.